Okay, hello.
Hi.
And I'm just gonna pull up the questions. Okay. Hello and welcome, Sophie.
Thank you.
You have newly written a book called A Journey Through Life with the Archangels.
Yeah.
This book, yes?
Guided by angels, a journey through life with the archangels. Yeah.
Yes, just guided by angels.
Yeah.
And so, would you just like to introduce yourself, who you
Um,
are, and what you do?
yeah, okay, thank you. My name is Sophie Fox. I'm from the north of England. I do a wonderful thing called future life progression, guiding people into the future, and also past life regression. I am a certified angel card reader and angel guide. I also am the creator of scented healing mists, which are attuned to the archangels, and they're beautiful. They cleanse your aura, cleanse your space. So I go around a lot of mind, body, spirit fairs in the UK selling those. And I am the creator of Angelic Energies. So I'm an energy healer. So I offer energy healing and also Indian head massage. And finally, I'm also a numerologist as well. Which again, it's another form of energy. I find it absolutely fascinating. So yeah, lots to offer.
Yeah, I see you do a lot of interesting things that like Reiki, numerology, and I've been into
Yeah.
this and it kind of piques my interest.
Mm.
And so, yeah, it's a lot of good things that I think is great for the world.
Mm. I do think actually everybody should learn how to do Reiki. I think
Yeah, yeah,
it's an amazing thing to do the hands-on healing for yourself and for other people. Yeah, and actually that's how I got into the world of angels, funnily enough, because I started with the Usui Reiki, the traditional Japanese Usui Reiki, but I actually went on to get my master's in Angelic Reiki.
mm,
And that once I was attuned to the angels, that opened the whole world of angels up to me.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It
Sounds
was a
great.
beautiful experience, it really was. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, how can this book transform people's life?
Well, I really wanted to create a book that would help people connect to the angels in a more practical, day-to-day way. I didn't want it just to be an abstract concept to people. So I've linked how the angels can help in very specific, areas in our lives that we all go through, we're all struggling with. Um, but I think through reading the book, my biggest hope is that people will not only learn a lot more about themselves and why they feel the way they do, but also, to build emotional intelligence and a resilience. And I think now more than ever, it's that resilience and that we all need. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, especially emotional intelligence, A
Hmm.
lot of people work from their minds and
Yeah.
up here, and so kind of we need to get to the feeling, and this I call it the feeling language, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the language of the angels.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I feel the angelic presence, I feel it here on my arm, like it's a feeling,
Yeah.
It's not there. It's
Yeah.
a feeling.
Exactly. Because you're picking up on their vibration,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's amazing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Um, but yeah, I think um, with the emotional intelligence, you know, quite often when we're struggling, when we're not in a good place, we will do anything to try and avoid feeling that pain.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's where we can face, you know, really, really life-threatening issues from drugs and alcohol and anything, you know, that just avoids the pain. Whereas what I really try and encourage people to do is to sit with those emotions and that pain and accept it, and then through doing so, then you can work through it. You can then transcend it and move beyond it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I see a lot of people, yeah, they turn to food,
hmm,
to TV, to numbing themselves,
yeah,
getting away from themselves.
yeah, exactly.
And I see that the more I uh, kind of accept myself where I am and, as you say, feel this,
Yeah,
feel the anxiety, feel the fear. I
yeah,
see it lowers it, uh, even though it can be painful to go through this. It still, over time, it if you do this over time, you will heal it.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
And the issue is if you don't
Yeah.
if you don't do that, it actually gets trapped and stored inside your body, and that is where um, dis-ease happens as well.
Yeah, yeah, it manifests
Yeah,
as physical illness, and
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
like having a stone inside of you,
Mm.
because I read in your book that imagine you were water.
Ah, yes,
Yes, because
yeah,
water is flowing, it's easy, but when things get stuck, it's like a stone that
yeah.
gets in the water.
Well, yeah, the analogy is water is actually a lot stronger than a rock. Yeah, because it's flexible, it's fluid, you know. And I talk a lot in the book about the art of going with the flow,
Yeah,
and surrendering as well. Yeah, um,
yeah,
yeah,
just like the water is flowing constantly,
yeah,
flowing and changing, and yeah, it does not stop.
yeah. It's it's a very good thing to keep in mind, to have that kind of mindset. I think to be relaxed, and you know, because life does throw things at us constantly. It's very, very challenging, you know, now more than ever. And unfortunately, there is one thing guaranteed in this world, and it's change. And we all need to learn to roll with the punches and adapt, and yeah, and flow. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
life is
uh,
uh, life is about changes. I think, like, if
mm,
you think from 10 years ago and now, you may be a total new person. At least I am.
yeah,
And it's
completely.
like we cannot stop this flow of change. We just have to go with it. If
Yeah,
not, we resist and we try to hold on to the old, and
yeah.
it goes in this loop of going over again, over again.
Yeah, yeah. Because in every moment you're changing energetically. Your physical appearance is always changing, and the world around you is always changing. Yeah, um,
Yes, exactly.
yeah, yeah. Uh, mm.
So you write in your book that you are highly sensitive to other people's energy. And
Yeah, I was as a child.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I think that predisposed me to being aware that there was more to this life than you can just see with that with your eyes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And so you were touring the temples in India, across the Himalayas to Bhutan, so you could feel the beautiful high frequency of these places and people. How
Yeah.
has these experiences changed you?
Oh, well, yeah, that really was that was a holiday of a lifetime. That I was very lucky to do that tour on my honeymoon, actually, and just it's something very difficult to put into words when you feel the incredibly intense, powerful energy of, you know, those places of worship where, you know, those amazing beings lived. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just something you have to experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't put it into words. Just like
No.
if you drink orange juice, you can't explain to someone how this tastes. They
Yeah.
have to taste it themselves.
Yeah. It's and you know, you can feel it with your heart as well. You know, your heart kind of gets blown open.
Yeah,
You know, with the pure positivity and that love, and yeah, it's yeah, gorgeous
yeah.
experience.
I mean, environment has such a great power over us.
Mm.
Where we put ourselves, the people, really shapes us and our vibration, I think.
Yeah, I think your environment as well is can be quite a good reflection of your inner world as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, um, it's yeah, it's something I'm always working on myself. Yeah.
yeah. I'm also being aware, like my room, what do I surround myself with? Which pictures do I have? Because I know everything affects me.
Mm,
Even though we might not feel it because we're so used to it,
mm.
to have it like we always have had it. But then we start changing things and we see, oh, now I feel a bit different.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, that's an interesting experiment to do, actually. Take something that's in a place that it always is and move it to a different room and see how much more different it feels. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and
I love the art of feng shui as well with the
yeah, I really love that.
yeah,
It really
the
resonates
placement.
with me, the
Hmm.
feng shui.
Yeah. I try and place the right items in the right areas of the home to correspond to feng shui as well. Yeah.
Yeah, to get the chi flowing,
Hmm.
so it flows.
Mm. Yeah.
Great, great. Okay, so you write that you began channeling your angels and spirit guides through automatic writing.
Mm.
How does that work for you?
Um,
I
it's a
can
very,
I can
yeah.
just tell you, in my experience, I suddenly get tons of knowledge,
Oh,
and it's like I have to write, and it comes so fast that I cannot write fast enough.
brilliant. The downloads. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually it comes like a lot at
Yeah.
one time, a period, and then
Yeah.
I have other periods.
Mm. Yeah. That's fabulous. And you can encourage that as well by getting a journal um, and just every day, you know, getting yourself into a nice meditation state and just picking up a pen and just writing whatever comes to you. Yeah, that's, some people even use the other hand to write, just to kind of disengage their brain a bit further. But yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
go that far. I just write, and it's amazing what comes through actually. And you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
it, yeah, you do it after a while, you notice that you know the style of the words and everything. It's not how you would speak normally.
yeah. I see that.
Yeah,
By the way I write, sometimes I look back at it and it's like, oh,
it surprises
did
you.
I write this?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I have to check if this was what I wrote or something I found, but it was all coming from me. It's just
Mm,
quite amazing.
mm, yeah. Well, you see, we're all being guided all the time, all of us. You know, it's whether we choose to quieten our mind and tune in and make time to listen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we have to take that time and practice on it and really
Mm,
put our intention behind it.
mm, yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
So, if the one watching this is wondering how to connect with angels or archangels, where would you recommend them to start?
um, well, I would just encourage them. people to just invite them into every area of your life. No matter what you're doing, don't wait until you're in a crisis to call on the angels for help. And you can do it telepathically or speak out loud. And yeah, just be mindful that the angels are there to help us, but we are blessed with the gift of free will. So if we don't ask, they can't help. So it's very important to do that, to invite them in. And my number one tip for getting closer to the angels is meditation. You've got to kind of make that, as we were just saying, that quiet time for them to be able to connect with you.
Yeah, exactly, because we tend to do a lot of things and keep ourselves busy, and so we
the
kind
mind
of
is
don't.
always racing with the to-do list, and
Yeah, we don't get that space. And when we are just sitting in meditation and just being, I see it gets clearer. You can hear, right?
yeah
You hear more clear.
and people pick up on things in different ways. You have all your different senses. So some people can hear. When I'm giving healings, I know which angel is working with me because I can see that orb, that coloured orb of light,
Yeah.
when I've got my eyes closed, and I associate the different colours with the different angels. So very few people are lucky enough to have that full-blown visual of the angels, but I have had people come and tell me that they have experienced that. So it's and then signs as well. They're,
Yeah, the signs.
with the feathers and the coins. And you can even ask, actually, for specific signs. I did this while I was out walking with my dogs. I would ask for something very specific. So little heart-shaped stones that I could fit in my hand. And I now have quite a collection. I do. It's amazing.
Yeah, I usually find, or I see heart-shaped stones outside, or wherever I go. So it's pretty cool, and I usually see butterflies and feathers, and then we have 1111. I've
I was
actually seen
just
that.
thinking numbers are a big one.
Yeah. So
They're a
I
big.
actually seen 1111 the last 3 days.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's cool. It's
Yeah.
nice
Well,
to get kind of a hello there.
well, 1111 to me, it's the universe just getting your attention and making you aware that you're manifesting very quickly right now. So just to be aware of what your thoughts are, because they are manifesting in reality very quickly for you right now. So it's just like getting your attention, like you say.
Yeah, like ding ding.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay. So you write in your book, there is a void that is needed to be filled. The predominant collective consciousness of the planet at the moment is the feeling of what's the point? There is a disconnection from ourselves as we seek a happiness in external sources, leaving us wanting more. And this really hit me. Like, I see a lot of people, they go around and they do their work, they get home, but it's like, what's the point?
They're on the treadmill.
There's no higher purpose. There's no greater meaning for them. So they kind of get a bit life depressed, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And we come into this world under the veil of forgetfulness, and we forget our own divinity. We forget that we are one with source energy. We we feel this really painful feeling of separation, and that's being amplified right now with with the virus and everything. So yeah, and I talk a bit about the book in the book about soul purpose, and we have your life purpose, but your soul purpose is really just to remember that connection to the divine, to remember that you are this amazingly powerful being. And yeah, that's really what I want to draw people's attention to kind of not so much wake them up, but help them remember.
Yeah, and I
Because
think it can be very calming in a way for people to hear this truth, that they actually are much more than they may think, and that yeah.
It's not something we're taught in school, is it? And it really should be, because if we knew our own power, our own worth, can you imagine what kind of world this would be? It's yeah. And my biggest passion is always to remind people, of course, that you're not on your own. You have this incredible support team around you at all times, and to encourage people to ask for that help as well.
Yeah, exactly. We need to ask and see what happens, and trust.
That's a big word. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the number one word: trust.
Yeah, and also like trust in something unknown, but trusting that this unknown actually can help you.
Yeah, and especially I think when we're going through really tough times, and things are being taken away from us, and we're feeling insecure and unstable, and all the rest of it. Trust that the universe really does have your back. It is wanting to support you, and if things aren't working out for you right now as you would have hoped, it's because the universe is wanting to redirect you into something that is more in line with your heart, with your soul purpose. Yeah, trust is a big thing.
Exactly what you're saying there, because sometimes we go through something that is very challenging, but it's actually helping us, but we cannot see it right there.
You can't see it when you're in the middle of it. No, it's
No,
not.
you just see darkness. You just see, why, universe,
Yeah.
did you do this to me?
Yeah.
But the universe kind of has this bigger view of it.
Exactly.
So it sees like, Matthias, okay, you need to go through this now to get rid of this, so you can get to this something better. So I just have to help you through this.
Yeah, exactly. Very well put.
Yeah, it's just how I see it.
Yeah, it's having the trust that everything will work out.
Yeah. And so you write in your book, fear will always be there.
Yeah.
If your dreams don't scare you, then they're not big enough.
It's true.
Yeah, because big dreams can be a bit scary, because we scare the greatest things we can do in here in life is a bit scary for us.
We have a tendency, the human race, to want to keep ourselves small. It's our ego wanting to try and protect us, and yeah, we need to overcome that and see the bigger mission behind what we're trying to do. Yeah, and come more from like a selfless perspective of why it's important to you, so that you don't let fear stop you in your tracks. Fear is always going to be there, but you're just going to need to learn to take it with you.
Exactly. The fear will always be there, but we need to remind ourselves that we are greater than the fear and that we can do it
Yeah,
even though the fear is there, because
yeah,
then we teach ourselves that, okay, but I could still do it, you know, there was nothing stopping me.
yeah. And it is good to set yourself little challenges, you know, that step you out of your comfort zone. I think, you know, that's how we grow. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to continue to grow
Mm,
all the time to yeah, it's just how life works, and
mm.
I guess this is what life is for, soul growth.
Yeah, yeah. So scary but exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So you write something that hit me in your book. We are all supported by our angels, who hold a vision of us as a perfect divine beings of love and light. And this really, like when people are reminded of this, that the angels see us like this, and it's like maybe like a relief, because we may think of ourselves as small, as ugly, as thick, as this and that,
We've
but the
all got
angels,
issues. Yeah,
yeah, we all get issues with
yeah,
different things, but the angels, they see the potential in us.
yeah. And it's like they're holding the space for us to step into our true light. You know, and I know this as a healer. Um, you know, it's very important in healing when I'm treating a patient not to see them, um, you know, in their current state of illness and disease and everything, to see them as fully whole and healed and complete, and to give them that opportunity to step into that space. It's, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's beautifully put, that
Thank
you
you.
can see them as their current state, or you can see them as their greatest version
Yeah,
and see it from that lens.
yeah. Because otherwise you're not helping them. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
yeah. And, you know, it goes back to what I was saying, you know, if we forget that we are born from this, um, you know, one universal consciousness where we are, our inner being is pure unconditional love. You know, that is our natural state. Um, and I think, you know, that's well, you know, why I so appreciate the angels is, you know, they're that stepping stone to me, that, you know, that bridge that helps me remember that and to tune into that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because when we look at children, we we see I see this love in children. They are kind of this great example that
Mm.
reminds us of who we truly are.
Yeah.
That's why I really, yeah, I love to see children playing around, smiling, and just,
There's such innocence. Yeah.
yeah, just it's so light, and it's freeing to be around children. I found it
Mm.
at the
Well,
same.
yeah, because they've only just come from that source, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um, so yeah, they haven't forgotten the same. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
they're very clear, and they don't have so much baggage.
Mm.
So yeah. So you write in your book, upsetting emotions need to be validated, and only then can they be transformed. When we feel it's not acceptable to feel the way that we do, forcing ourselves to feel a different way, we suffer more as a result. And we talked about this, that,
Yes. Yeah, we touched on this, didn't we? Yeah.
yeah,
And the importance of um, you know, your emotions, they're like red flags of, you know, getting your attention of what needs to be changed, you know, and
mm,
uh, so they shouldn't be thought as something bad. Um, you know, everything is guiding us, and it's yeah, learning to listen to them and
yeah,
work
yeah.
through them. Yeah.
Love all your feelings, like
Yeah.
love them even if it doesn't feel like heaven all the time, but just
Yeah.
loving them for
Well,
what
we
they are.
came, yeah, we came here in this earth to feel the full spectrum, the full rainbow of emotions. Yeah.
Yes, contrasts, like
Yeah. Yeah.
you need to be sick to understand the value of being healthy, I think.
Yeah. Well, this
And
is the world of duality, isn't it? Yeah. You to know what you want, you have to know what you don't want first.
yes, that's what you wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. That's what I see. People, they're born into families of the opposite of what they are going to do in this life.
Mm.
Like they may have people that are or parents that are drug addicts or something like that, and then they become healers
Mm.
in the future.
Yeah, you find quite often that, the most enlightened people are the ones that have had the most challenging background. Yeah, yeah. And it's that whole premise, isn't it, of growth and, being forced to grow, to experience. Because if you were spending your whole life in a little comfortable cocoon, you you wouldn't learn the same, would you?
Yeah, you're being pushed up to the wall in a way,
Mm,
to because if we were not being pushed, we would just sit there and
yeah,
do nothing. So
yeah. And I do actually believe that, you know, uh, we choose the family that we're born into.
yes,
You know,
that's what I believe as well.
yeah, yeah, we have this,
Family, siblings, and environment.
yeah, yeah, very much so. Oh, mm,
Yeah.
it's all part of our life lessons. Yeah.
Yes, the package deal of life.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah, and you also write, it is through great moments of darkness that our soul is reawakened to head towards the light. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we talked about it, the contrasts, and when you have felt the darkness, when you have felt the backside of life, if you will, now yeah, it's easier to head towards the light, and it's a bit challenging to explain.
it is, and actually, you know, having having gone through it, um, and then subsequently seen other friends go through it, I actually felt quite excited for them, because I just know that the growth that they're going to experience, on the other side, I can kind of see beyond the pain and the suffering to kind of see where their soul is wanting them to go. And it's this is yeah, I love to look at things from a different perspective. This is how I got into, writing this book, is to encourage people to think about things differently. Um, and a miracle is simply that. It's a shift in perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people may have this box of seeing things a certain way that, okay, this is like that, but then you may take them to another perspective and then they're like, ah, I
Yeah.
never thought about it like
Yeah.
this. And then
Yeah.
then they
Yeah.
see it in a different way.
Because we have to remember, we forget how powerful we are, but we create our own reality. And, no two people are going to see this and feel the same thing identically, so yeah, it can be very liberating to really take that on board and you know and work through things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I found the interesting quote you had in your book by Amit Ray, and it goes like this. It does not matter how long you are spending on the earth, how much money you have gathered, or how much attention you have received. It is the amount of positive vibration you have radiated in life that matters.
Yeah.
And this is a beautiful quote and a beautiful truth that, money is useful, but it's not all you are. And attention is okay, but it's not all you are. It's just how you feel and what you have contributed to this world.
Yeah. I think how you make other people feel says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
It's and if we really want to be closer to the angels, you know, it really helps to try and be more like them as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, what helps me to, when I see other people, I think that they are me, that they are just a reflection of me. So when we see it like this, I think other people become less frightening to us, and there's not so much separation because we're all the same.
I actually think exactly the same. You know, if I see like a homeless person, or, you know, I think to myself, there, for the grace of God go I. You know, that could so easily have been me. You know, and and it's part of our evolving in consciousness, knowing that there is no separation between you and me and the rest of the world. You know, we are all one.
Everything is us. And when this truth kind of embraces us, I feel that life becomes easier, and we can understand people more. And because I see a lot of people, they see a person and it's like, oh, he's like this, and why is he doing that? And I don't want to be like him, but it could have been you. Like,
can you imagine though, if everybody had this perspective, there would be no more racism, there would be no more sexism, you know, no more wars. Wouldn't it be an amazing world?
it would be a total different world.
And that's where we're heading. That is where we're heading. I do believe
and
that.
That's why I believe people like you and me and others, we are here to help with that and do that kind of work. That's why we had to go through a lot and get these teachings so we could bring this forth to others. And
I think in going through a lot, though, it helps you relate to other people, you know, because you can empathize more, having, you know, gone through things yourself. And but it's bringing the light to the world.
You see that in others, kind of what you've gone through. You see it in others, and you see yourself as a mirror. So then you see, okay,
and I think
I know how to help you because I know what you're going through.
And a big part of this as well is learning not to judge, you know, because it's stepping up, isn't it, from 3D consciousness to 5D consciousness, you know, where in the 3D world there is fear and you know, feelings of not enough and unworthiness and separation and judgment, whereas in 5D consciousness, you know, you realize that we are all one. And and it's focusing really from the heart space rather than the head.
It's such the feeling I get is liberation. It's kind of like taking off your backpack and leaving it and feeling more free. That's what, feeling more free is 5D. In a way.
Yeah, and yeah, having that wonderful connection with everything around you, knowing that there is no separation. You know,
Yeah, with
how
the
much better,
animals,
yeah,
the
how much better would we
plants.
treat the world
Yeah,
if we all felt that, you know?
because how we treat the world is how we treat ourselves,
Yeah,
and how we treat ourselves is how we treat the world often.
yeah. Oh,
So, over to next question here. Which archangel is the most popular one? I know Archangel Michael is mentioned a lot. Why
yeah.
do you think some archangels are more popular than others?
Well, I know Archangel Michael is the most popular one. Just from working with the angels and through my healing sprays, he's always the number one bestseller,
Mm,
and I think because he is the embodiment of courage and strength and protection, and
yeah,
that is fundamentally what we most want to feel, is protected and secure and safe. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
And I speak to him every single day, as part of my psychic protection, my energy work. Um, just and it's I really encourage people to develop a daily spiritual practice. It's very simple to do. Um, you know, just to keep yourself in a good space. So I'm going a little bit off topic here, but we're taught growing up to keep our physical body healthy through eating well and exercise and brushing our teeth, but we're not taught to keep our mind healthy, are we? Um, and a spiritual practice, it can work wonders with that. So yeah, for Archangel Michael, I just ask him to cut the cords to people, places, and situations that don't serve me, and just to, because you go through the day and you're always a bit like a magnet, and it attracts, things stick to you, whether it's the stuff you're reading on the emails or listening to the news. I really try and discourage people from listening to the news, but yeah, and all children screaming at you, you name
Mm,
it, and all that gets stuck to you. So yeah, you can just imagine him with his sword, just clearing all that away each day and resetting you. It's,
yeah,
it's a lovely thing
you
to do.
you wrote about in the shower we can kind
Yeah.
of at the end of the day shower because water is cleansing our aura as well as right
Yes. Yeah.
and our energy.
Remembered.
So it's good to do it then and then.
Well, yeah. I mean, I say that I try and link it to something that you do every day, so that you don't forget to do it. So for me,
Mm,
yes, I have a shower every day, so that um, helps me remember to ask for that help. Yeah, but you could do it when you're brushing your teeth, or just have that link to something, a habit.
yeah,
Yeah,
great,
so it becomes a habit.
great,
Yeah.
great. And then I want to include a beautiful poem you have in your book by Ronnie Williams.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm just gonna, yeah,
Yeah, you're going to read it?
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
In
Thank you.
gratitude, Archangel Michael, please enter my day and let it work out in a wonderful way. Archangel Michael, please enter my day, chasing the shadows and darkness away. Please enter my heart and enter my mind. Let me leave doubt and worry behind. Let me find happiness. Let me find peace. Let all my worry and anxiety cease. I open up to receive your love, flowing freely from above.
Oh,
I place myself within your light, where all is healed and all comes right. Filled with grace, I know I am free to live my life abundantly.
Bonnie is going to be so pleased you've read that. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
just
you.
read it and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
what a
And,
beautiful poem you have.
yeah. And it's so much more powerful when it's read out aloud as well. That's beautiful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you get it, kind of with emotion and stuff.
Yeah, I can feel all the hairs on my head standing up now. Yeah, he's with us. He's with us.
Great.
Beautiful. Oh.
So, can you tell me a bit about our life path number that we all have? I know that my life path number is 8.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I dedicate quite a big section in the book actually to numerology. And if for the people that have not heard of numerology, it dates back about 2,000 years, and it's a system that assigns energy to numbers. And we are all born basically with a blueprint according to your date of birth and the name that you were given at birth. And the life path number is just one of the numbers, which basically, well, it comes from adding all the your birth numbers up together till you come to one single digit, basically. And it relates to what you need to do in this lifetime to feel fulfilled. So, as a number 8, you are very much going to need to learn money. Yeah,
I know.
yeah, people kind of can go either one of two ways with that. You know, they can either really struggle to make money, or they can be big tycoons. You know, so it's your quest in life to be comfortable with money, to learn about money, to have that good balance with it, that good relationship with it.
Yeah, because I see that I can go on this scale like having nothing, but then I can also go on the other scale like having a lot, you know, but I can easily use it fast. So it's a lesson there, maybe.
Yeah, to look after it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
be grateful for all that we have, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, no, it tells you quite a bit. Yeah, yeah, you need to.
Yeah, just pull it up.
So I'm a number 6, by the way, which is about healing and family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so an 8 who is on track will be in a position of responsibility. They have great organizational skills and lots of energy. Yeah, they can be very wealthy and successful, but the lesson is to be satisfied with achieving material success and then open their heart to share their material resources with others. Yeah, so you need to train yourself in business and finance and create a 5-year game plan.
Yes, I've been working on this because I read your book and these things resonated with me. So
yeah. Oh, I love numerology. It absolutely fascinates me. And when I do a full report for people, you know, it never fails to amaze me how under the skin it gets of really pinpointing, you know, the inner workings of that person. Yeah,
it's
amazing.
It's quite cool because I remember like around 2 years ago, I went into numerology. I ordered this report and I read through it, and it was like, wow, but this is so accurate. This is how I am, and kind of it really resonated with me.
Yeah, it's yeah, a fascinating subject. It is.
Yeah, great. So I also love that you mentioned the power of our breath in your book. Can you talk a bit about the breath and the importance of breathing in the optimal way?
Yeah, a lot of us. There's a wonderful quote. Can I find it? It says, I'll just share this quickly with you. It says, improper breathing is a common cause of ill health. If I had to limit my advice to a healthier living tip, to just one tip, it would simply be to learn how to breathe correctly. There is no single more powerful or more simple daily practice than to further your health and well-being than breath work. And that was by Andrew Will, MD. So most of us, we don't realize, we are very shallow breathers, and quite often, especially in, if we're a bit stressed or something, we can even hold our breath. And I notice this while I'm driving, actually. I have a very tendency to, hold my breath while I'm driving. And, our body needs oxygen. Our organs need that oxygen. Have you heard of Wim Hof?
Yes, Wim Hof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's amazing. I really encourage people to follow his breathing techniques and tips. He's got some things on YouTube as well. But yeah, just to try more belly breathing, from the diaphragm, filling up your lungs from your belly, and linking it every day to something that you do, again, to create new habits, good habits. So whether every time you take a sip of water, remember to breathe. And like I say, because I noticed in the car, I was holding my breath. I tend to practice deep breathing in the car while I'm driving. It's that trigger, right? I need to breathe properly. And you notice just how much more relaxed you feel as a result.
Yeah. The
It's
breath is so essential. It's like taking us back to the now, and
yeah.
it's a very simple thing, but
Well, deep
many
breathing.
people breathe up here, maybe up here, but we need to go down and take full breath.
Yeah. Deep breathing leads to deep thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. It's when we're stressed and everything, like I said, you shallow breath, and it really helps to kind of center yourself, ground yourself, with the breathing.
Yeah, because especially if you're anxious, I mean, anxiety leads to more anxiety. So the breath kind of puts us a bit out of that, and the more we focus on the breath, it's a practice, I think.
Yeah, it is, and that's why it helps, if you can link it to things like taking a glass of water. It becomes like a habit. You could do it more and more. Yeah.
Great. So let's just look at some more questions here. Yeah, this one is good. So you write in your book, up until the age of 6, a child's brain is in theta state. This is the same open receptacle state as in meditation. So the child has no filters and information just flows in without selection. And this is something very important to know, because children are formed very much in that age, because as I said, or as you write in your book, there's no filters there.
So they're just absorbing everything around them. They're like little sponges. And actually, since writing the book, I've just recently discovered that children have this amazing ability as well between the ages of 6 and 12, where they are more in their right brain, which is for more intuition and creativity. And they're very good at using their third eye and picking up. I was watching a video where these children were blindfolded and they were able to read a book. And she was holding up flashcards and they could see what the animals were on the flashcards. They knew, she had different coloured pens. She knew what colour they were holding up. You know, it's an amazing ability we have at such a young age. And then after the age of 12, then the left side of the brain forms, and you know, that's when we become more logical and rational and, you know, linear thinking.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of younger age is so precious. It is.
Yeah, it's a powerful age where so much is formed, and it's something I think parents need to be aware of. If they are aware, then
Yeah.
that they are actually putting in a lot of stuff into this child that has big consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
very powerful.
Because how you talk to your child, you know, it doesn't affect how much they love you. It affects how much they love themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a huge responsibility being a parent. It's
Yeah, it's a really, yeah, it's a great responsibility because the child teaches by watching us, just by, you know, watching and observing, like, what is my mom doing? Okay, but this is how I want to do it. So they get this.
and I do touch in a bit about children in my book, you know. But yeah, the most amazing thing we can do for our child is really to be joyful, you know, because
Yeah,
they're, you know, they're picking up on our vibration. Yeah, and that's really what we want to share with them.
yeah, and it's actually very simple, yet it's hard for many people because parents may have their baggage, you know. They have gotten this from their parents, they have gotten this from their parents.
Yeah.
So if you don't do your inner work as a parent, you will bring this
You
on to
just
the
pass,
next.
yeah, passing
Yeah,
it
and
on.
it goes on like this.
Yeah. Yeah, breaking the cycle. That's
Exactly.
mm,
So, last question then.
okay.
Can you tell me a bit about the formula be, do, and have?
Okay. Well, this is a concept that, you know, a lot of people get the wrong way around. You know, people believe that first they have to have the thing they want in order to be how they want to be, in order to be able to do what they want to do. But actually, you know, you've got to reverse that. You know, we all know that really things don't make us happy. You know, if you want to be happy, you've got to feel that first. You've got to be it first, and then you find that when you are resonating, it all comes down to frequency and how you're resonating. But yeah, once you are that, then you will find that whatever you want is going to come to you naturally.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because we tend to go on this rat race to get this, get that,
Yeah.
to get a certain, because we believe that will get us a certain feeling.
Yeah.
But oftentimes it does not. So it's a never ending thing. So it's about kind of accepting, okay, all is within me. And yeah, we need to find that within, and then things will start shifting around us. Then things will come to us as a byproduct.
And I think, I just can't remember the exact quote off the top of my head, but you know, Albert Einstein even said, you know, it's physical. The law of physics says, you know, you have to match that vibration to be able to bring it into your life. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are like vibrating at this frequency, and then what we want is here. So we need to kind of match it, go up there and and magic
Yeah.
too.
And then I think everything will come to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very simple thing, but
universal law. Yeah.
yeah, it's just how it works. Okay, but then I think we're done.
Okay. Well, it's been fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for wanting to have this call and sharing this with people. And I really hope this book reaches out to people, and that, yeah, of course I know it will, and I know it will.
Thank you.
Come to those people who it's meant for. So.
Well, I'd just like to, if anybody would like to find out a bit more about what I do or the book, if they go onto my website, angelicenergies.co.uk, there's links as well to all my social media. They can come and say hello. That would be wonderful.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'm very grateful for you taking the time to speak to me, Matthias. And
yeah, it's great to talk to people, and yeah, it's a good way to grow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.